Hey guys, welcome to another video. Yet again, last week I did not post a video. I don't know, the week before that. I'm trying to stay consistent, but it's sort of hard. But I just want to tell you guys, I appreciate whoever's watching, whoever's commenting. I love you guys. Anyway, today my life is boring, but I want to talk about a certain someone. Well, I make earrings for my mummy. Don't you think these are cute? Well, they're little umbrellas. And then I'm also trying to make little tulip earrings. I'm sort of failing. It's okay. Anyway, I used to live in Washington State, near Seattle. I say near, but it's more like 30 minutes away from Seattle. I don't want to give away the exact location. But I was living over there. That's where I started making my YouTube videos. And I lived in a 3-bedroom apartment with my boyfriend, with his cousin, and a friend, I guess, a work friend of his, or family friend. And it was just us four for a while. And then one of his friends, or their friends, because all three of them friends with this guy, this friend decided that he wanted to move where we were at. And they were like, yeah, totally, you can have the living room. You can stay in the living room while you save up money to move into your own place. What we didn't fully expect was he was going to bring his girlfriend. And honestly, I was a little bit nervous when she was going to come over, because I didn't know what to expect. You know, I didn't know what type of girl she was going to be, and I was hoping that it would be someone sweet, someone nice, someone I could get along with, because believe me, living in an apartment full of guys is not fun at all whatsoever. And the guy came over first, and then afterwards my boyfriend and I and the guy went to go pick up his girlfriend from the airport. When we picked her up, she was super sweet, super nice. I thought it was really cute how they were with each other. She actually gave my boyfriend and I a little box of chocolates from where she came from. And I'm like, this is gonna be great. Like, she seems super sweet. The next day, the guys went to work and we were at the house, and she's like, hey, do you think you can help me go pick up my car? And I'm like, yeah, totally. Let me just get dressed. We get dressed, we start walking, we start talking to the location where they're supposedly gonna drop off her car. And I'm actually enjoying her company. I honestly was feeling very great about her, about the way we were getting along. And it was like that for the first week, maybe first 2 weeks. And then I noticed that the first time I noticed is my boyfriend had gotten back from work. They all work at the same place, but my boyfriend has his own car, so he sometimes rides alone. My boyfriend gets home, I'm in the kitchen with her, I was cooking, and he gets home, and I'm like, I go greet him, I said hi, and I had to go grab something from our bedroom, so I leave. I start walking back from the bedroom, down the hall, and I hear her talking. And I turn the corner to the kitchen, and there she is talking to my boyfriend. And I'm like, okay, it's fine. I'm just being a jealous biatch, which I admit I can be sometimes. And I shook it off, said I was just being somewhat jealous because this is a new girl and I think she's pretty great. And even though when I went to greet him, he had been there for a couple minutes. We've been there, and she decided to talk with him when I left the room. But I shook it off because it's probably me just being jealous, like I said. Another time was, and then there was this time, her boyfriend and my boyfriend were talking about cars and trucks. And my boyfriend was talking about what he was going to do to his car, like he needs to change the brakes or do an oil change. And then the guy was talking about his truck. And then the girl hopped into the conversation saying that her car was looking, her car tires, I think, needed a little bit of air, but she wasn't completely sure. She doesn't know anything about cars, so she's talking to my man about it, even though she could just talk to her man who's sitting right there, but she's talking straight to my man about that. And I'm just there thinking, like, I love my boyfriend a lot, but this man knows nothing about cars. He knows nothing about trucks. He knows nothing about that. And she's here asking his advice. But then again, I sort of shook it off and be like, I'm just being jealous. But as time goes on, I started having this odd feeling about her. And I don't know if I'm just crazy and just jealous, or if there's something actually off about this girl. So I think after that, after that conversation, we were all gonna go to the store together, and we were gonna go, I think, in my man's car. But at the last moment, the guy, her boyfriend, decided he didn't want to go, so it was only gonna be the three of us. And she's like, I want to drive. I'm like, okay. So we all hop into the car. I'm in the front passenger, she's driving, and my boyfriend's in the back. Before I hop into the car, though, she's like, you can go in front if you want. Well, obviously, I'm going to go in front because my man's not going to sit next to you. But I sat down, and then in the car, I tried to talk with her, and she was very short with her answers with me. And then she started talking to my man, talking about the car, saying she's probably going to need an oil change or whatever. But I was right there, and she could have talked to me about that. And I tried to hop in the conversation because I can't be there a victim. I feel like a victim when I can hop into the conversation. And I tried to, and she sort of was like, sort of like acknowledging me, but not really continuing the conversation with me. We went back to the store. She gets out of the car, and I start walking, and my man starts to walk too. And she's like, Mira, like, look, speak Spanish just like me. She's like, look, doesn't it look like it needs air? Like, my tire's flat. And he's like, oh yeah. And honestly, my man's a very nice guy, and some guys are just clueless. And she was like, yeah. And I honestly was getting pissed at this point because I felt ignored. I felt pushed aside by her when she's giving my boyfriend all this attention and telling him all this stuff when he knows nothing about it. If anything, I probably know a little bit more than him. But whatever. I'll walk into the store without them. I'm like, if anything's gonna happen, I'm not gonna be able to stop it. And my boyfriend runs after me, and he's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? I'm like, nothing. Knowing damn well that I was pissed and felt some sort of way about this girl. So after that, I talked with my man. I told him, look, I'm feeling this sort of way towards this girl, and I'm very disappointed because I saw her as a friend, and I'm seeing that she really likes male attention. Because not only has she been doing that to my man, she's been doing it to his cousin and our other roommate, which is fine because they're single, but she's not. My boyfriend's not. And I saw she would talk to me when none of the guys were home, but when they were home, it really didn't matter if I was there. And I'm gonna be quite honest, it did sort of hurt because I was hoping for a friend. Being 20 years old and only going to work with people who are older than you, and you don't go to college or whatever, you don't really hang out with other people, it's sort of hard having friends, making friends. And you were hoping this would be your chance, and you're seeing that she really does not want a friendship with me. I would talk to my manager. I got along very well with my manager about this, and I would tell him that, and he'd be like, are you sure? I think I don't know. He was like, I don't think he really believed that there was anything going on, and that I was just probably, jealous and acting some sort of a way about it. And I told my boyfriend, and I actually cried because I'm like, I wanted a friendship with her, and it obviously is not gonna happen. And after we had the conversation, after I let my feelings off, he tried to distance himself from like having any conversations with her, having any interactions with her, being alone with her. like he stayed back from that, and because he wanted to respect how I felt about her. And like she was, and I think she was, I don't know if she noticed, but like when we would all sit down and talk, she would ask something directly to him, and he would sort of flip the conversation around and talk to his friend, which I really appreciate. Made me feel a lot better about the whole situation. But honestly, the manager who I talked with and my boyfriend thought that I was like maybe seeing things that weren't there, which I can't really blame him, because maybe the average person would not see it like that. But right before moving over here to Iowa, it was like I think a month left before we left. My boyfriend tells me a little bit of gossip that I get. By this point, the girl and the boyfriend had already moved to their own apartment or studio, their own studio, so they were no longer in the house. Thank goodness. It gave me a peace of mind, because I don't like the guy either, but that's a different story. My boyfriend tells me a little something that I guess she had texted the cousin, my boyfriend's cousin, at one point. Not only texted but called. I think she called. I can't remember if she called first or texted first. The cousin, and he was all worried, like, is everything okay? Is my friend okay? Her boyfriend, is he okay? And she's like, yeah. I was just wondering how you were doing. How have you been? And he's like, oh yeah, I'm good. I'm busy. And then he hangs up, and there was a few text messages between them, but the cousin, that was his friend's girlfriend. Of course, he wasn't gonna have an actual conversation with her. But when my boyfriend told me that, I felt so validated. Like, I was right. I knew something was off about this girl. And I guess when she had texted the cousin, her boyfriend was not home. I don't know if he had gone out or was still working, but he was not home when she was texting the cousin. So I don't know exactly what she was looking for. And you might think, hey, maybe she was looking for someone to talk to. I was there. I literally existed. I might have felt some sort towards her, but I never let her know that. I never let her know that I felt a certain way about that. I was there when she wanted to talk. We laughed a little bit. We told each other stuff about our lives, and she obviously did not want that, a friendship. She was probably looking for something else. And my boyfriend was laughing because I told him, I told you so. I told you. Ugh. But anyway, I think that's enough babbling about that. It feels so good to tell anybody else this, because I was right. My intuition was right about that girl. But I have a lot more stories. If you guys want to want me to tell you guys it, there. And if you guys have any stories about, girls like that, feel free to tell me. Anyway, thank you for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.